Okay, let's dig into this. Today we're taking a close look at an online women's fashion store, lennoxandgray.com. They've got dresses, suits, outerwear, boots, handbags. The whole setup looks really stylish, very trendy at first glance. But, well, the research we looked at brings up some pretty serious questions about whether you can actually trust them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, often we start by looking for like bad customer reviews, but here the red flags, they really start right at the beginning. We found out the domain name, lennoxandgray.com, it was only registered back in May 2025.
Oh, wow. So super recent.
Exactly, less than a year old. Now, look, a new site isn't automatically a scam, obviously,
Yeah.
but having basically zero track record, no history you can check independently, that definitely ramps up the risk for anyone thinking of buying.
Right. It's a bit shaky from the get-go. And then you add the pictures to that. That's another layer, isn't it? The products, I mean, they look fantastic online. But the digging we did showed something kind of crucial, a quick reverse image search. It basically confirmed the product photos were just copied from other websites.
And that's a really big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, maybe the tiny startup doesn't have a huge budget for original photo shoots, fine.
Yeah.
But deliberately taking images from other companies, that feels less like being small and more like, well, being dishonest.
Yeah, totally.
If they can't even show you a real picture of the actual item they claim to be selling,
Mm.
well, how do you know what you're going to get?
You don't. You really don't. Okay, so that's the visual side. What about the logistics? Like, where are they actually based? Because the site tries to look pretty legit. They list, an email, a phone number, even a U.S. street address. But then the research found that the U.S. address, it's just copied and pasted from a completely different, unrelated website.
So basically, they're lying about where they are, or at least where their operations seem to be based.
Seems like it.
And that lie, it can actually cost the customer real money. Because when you look really closely at the fine print, like the refund policy, the truth kind of pops out.
Mm.
They might imply they're in the U.S. with that copied address, but the policy clearly says the return address where you have to send stuff back, it's in China.
Ah, okay. And that's the catch, isn't it? Why is that specific detail, USA versus China, so important?
Well, think about it. Sending a package, like a dress or boots, back to China from the U.S., it can be incredibly expensive. We're talking maybe $50, $60, sometimes even more than the item cost in the first place.
Right. So it makes returning anything basically pointless financially. You're stuck.
Exactly. It effectively locks you into keeping whatever arrives, no matter if it's poor quality or not what you ordered.
Mm.
And this whole lack of clarity, it really fits with their marketing approach, too.
How so?
The whole vibe is pressure. Constant massive sales you see up to 70% off site-wide, everywhere. And then they mix that with these urgency tactics like stock is limited, selling fast.
Ah, the classic pressure tactics.
Yeah. It's all designed to make you buy now, quickly,
Yeah.
without stopping to think or, do a little digging. They want impulse buys, not careful consideration.
Okay, so with all that, let's call it sketchiness. How do they handle trust signals like reviews? The website itself, it does have testimonials, but reading them, they feel, I don't know, almost too perfect. Like maybe marketing wrote them?
That's a common feeling with sites like this. They sound great, but not quite real. But the really telling thing, it's the complete lack of outside proof. We looked everywhere. Zero genuine discussion, no reviews on places like Trustpilot, nothing really on Reddit forums about people's experiences with lennoxandgray.com.
So total silence externally.
Total silence.
Yeah.
And today, for an online store, that's unusual. It makes it impossible to verify anything they claim. You're basically just taking their word for it.
So let's sort of wrap this up for everyone listening. What we found here is, well, it's a pattern, right? You've got the brand new domain, the copied product images, this weird conflicting info about where they are based that makes returns a nightmare. Then add in the high-pressure sales tactics and absolutely zero independent reviews or proof they're legit. Despite looking nice on the surface, lennoxandgray.com feels like, well, a bit of a gamble.
It really does. And that brings up a final thought, maybe something for you to consider. When you see all these different red flags lining up the newness, the copied stuff, the return policy issues, the pushy sales, the lack of outside voices, how much responsibility do you as a shopper have to kind of prioritize transparency and verifiable facts over just grabbing that, say, 70% discount, especially when that discount feels, maybe a little too good to be true, just something to think about before you hit buy?